Mr. Dr. Arvind Kumar Pal, Assistant Professor, Mass Communication Department, RGU. So, to start with this, I'd like to say that Sabouq is a fishing practice that we as a Nyishi community do it. As for the instruction, I'd say, as you all can read here, it's only there, but then still, the Sabouq is it's a fishing practice when we it's a fishing practice that has traditionally been given down to us in our knowledge system. So here we block a river and then we fish through it. It's just let's just keep it simple like that. So. My research objective on this are very simple. To examine Sabouq as a form of intergenerational communication and knowledge transfer within the Nyishi community, first. And the second is to record and preserve traditional knowledge transmission methods. Then, third is to understand how Sabouq shapes cultural identity and reinforces territorial meaning across lineage, and the third is to examine contemporary changes affecting the continuity of traditional knowledge transfer. I'm very sorry, I'm kind of stammering right now, but still, I'll try to give my best. Here, so research methodology, I've used quantitative design. There is not much data present about this, so it will be kind of a new thing for me as well, and for others who are watching here. So. The research methods that I've chosen is quantitative approach, and then the sampling is purposive sampling, because there is not this thing is not muchly done in our traditions in our tradition and culture right now or these days. And the other collection is semi-structured interviews. I have taken interviews. There are many case studies that I have done as well on this. And most of them are like kind of an observation. Most of them are kind of an observation, because I also have myself have participated in this many times. So understanding Sabouq practice, understanding Sabouq practice as a intergenerational communication. Well, Sabouq, when we do Sabouq, it's most of like first-hand teaching to us. It is most of the time it's like first-hand teaching to us. Our elders, all of those people who have already known it, they take the younger people of our village, and then they teach them how to do it. But then while teaching it, we don't only learn about what is how to catch fish, or how the methods of fishing are. We also learn about our traditions, our culture, all the future mistakes that have been made by our people, or all developments that have been made by our people through this. Session on communal division. If you can see in the later part, it's written that currently exclusive. This Sabouq is conducted exclusively during winter months when water levels are low and ecological impact is minimal. So these are kind of a knowledge that are not, these are kind of scientific knowledge actually, but then these are embedded in our tradition. So this is what I'm trying to, propose, or this is what I'm trying to make everyone see through this paper. And then there are practice of collective families, clans, or entire villages, communities as well, and then requires intimate knowledge for river hydrology, first fish behavior, and material. Fish behavior and measurable properties. Well, as you all know that our Nyishi tribe, or most of our Nyishi tribe, is based on oral literature and oral traditions. So there is nothing much for us to show you as a literature in written form. But then when we drive our identity, when we drive what we know about our knowledge, then most of them are of materialistic properties. So this one also. So this is a particular place in our village in rivers where people I'm sorry, not people, but families hunt for generations, when family fish for generations. So through this, it becomes an immovable property for a people or for a family. And through that we or our elders, they pass down knowledge and pass down tradition and cultural values, because there's nothing much written in our tradition. So after doing and conducting my research, I have found a little bit of something that is presented here. So mechanism of intergenerational communication. So first is demonstration and practice. See, even if we are speaking, or even if our elders are telling us something, it is quite not possible to remember everything. But then while we're doing something, while we're participating, and while we're doing it with them, that thing is usually embedded in our mind. So that is how through demonstration and practice we learn this Sabouq. Oral tradition is always there. Obviously, in this Sabouq, most of the time women are not engaged in this one, because it requires intense labor. Even though women are there, they are there for collecting and cooking purpose only for while doing Sabouq. But these days nowadays women are also participating in this one. But then I'm talking about the later or earlier parts. So there in oral traditions, most of the women who are there, they tell us about the stories of how their husbands used to, how their husband or how their men or how their families used to hunt or used to hunt, or they used to catch fishes, and with all of those things, they even give us the knowledge. They even transfer us the knowledge of where it is where is the sport located, why it is important for us, what is the cultural values and importance, all of those. To be clear, let's just say that all of the intensive labor work, skill works, they are taught by men. But then culturally and orally just values, importance, and our oral traditions, they are basically done by women, in Sabouq especially. Ecological knowledge transmission. So what we learn about ecological transmission, what we know about ecological knowledge transmission through Sabouq is first is seasonal timing. Well, we in our Nyishi we don't have much of classification in our tradition, but then we basically we classify it from temperature. It's hot, it's cold, it's rainy, it's windy season, just like that. So Sabouq is basically done during winter season, where the water levels are low. So everyone who do Sabouq, they know that in winter season, at particular time after the summer ends, when the winter starts, there is a time where the water levels are low, and also that the water levels are low, and also that when those Sabouq sports are being emerged, or when the Sabouq sport emerged in their known to be the process.
Please summarize.
Earlier when Sabouq was done, it was done by materials that were easily available. But then nowadays, the changing communication patterns, you can see that materialistic substitution. There are plastics. This one. People use plastics to create Sabouq, which is kind of not like our traditional thing, and it also pollutes. So these are the things that we have that are being lost in this era, where the communication has not been very well translated or transferred. Let's conclude. Sabouq inherited fishing grounds. Specific fishing locations known as Sabouq are passed down through generation between clan lineage. These sites function as more than physical locations. They serve as territorial marks, cultural landmarks, and responsibilities of collective memory. So with that, I'd like to conclude my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.